And because I know that whatever we so desire is humanly possible. So I've let them take the front row seat. Now, apparently, Dr. Mo is one in charge of coordinating. My job is to show up as a father, so the youngsters can feel gingered, can feel inspired,
I
and then
see.
watch them do their thing and be happy that, like I said earlier on in this interview, that even before I croak, I'm beginning to see that things are no longer the same.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, it's going to be very difficult for them to get out of this one, oh, Mazi.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be difficult because this tsunami kind of movement is a movement of hope. It's a movement of the new Nigeria young people want to see, and debarring them from that will come at a very heavy cost.
Now,
And I
okay.
think at this point, let because you asked a very important question, Madmo, how are we organizing this thing, and what's going to happen? Because we called it the mother of all rallies. It's not just going to be dancing in the street. Oh no,
Is it going to be
you are
nationwide
coming
or
there.
is that a particular
It,
city?
no, it's happening in the federal capital.
Okay.
It's happening in Abuja. Madmo, I think I hand the mic to you.
Okay, Dr. Madmo. So, can you tell
Yes,
us more about the planned program?
the plan program. This is why you we are here today. It began today with the press conference we had, and the press conference marked all the schedule. It is not business as usual. So we had the press conference today, and tomorrow, because tomorrow is International Democracy Day, which is celebrated every 15th of September every year. Tomorrow we're beginning. It's a showdown. We're beginning the showdown from tomorrow, and tomorrow we are having people from across board. Area Father is already in town. We're having some of the technocrats, politicians, trade union activists, civil society groups. They all will coming together in Abuja in a place we call the H&C Event Center in Area 3. And in that event, we're going to be educating, entertaining, bringing, to bear some of the values that is required to help us navigate these processes because we are so blessed. Can you imagine that we have the International Democracy Day tomorrow and just a few days down to October 1st, it's Nigeria's independence. This is why it is not a coincidence that we are together as a nation. So we're going to do that tomorrow. And after tomorrow, we're also breaking into units. 17th of September is World Cleanup Day. And that is very symbolic for all of us. What we're doing, we're having groups of people. So rather than just chanting and running across the street in the name of rally and marches, we're getting on ourselves with the value of the sustainable development goals. And what are we doing? We're activating the code of cleaning up the entire city. And why are we doing that? We want to clean up, in the words of our father, all this nyama nyama and poto poto of people. So we want to clean them up because we don't want Peter Obi to come and take over a city that is jagwa jagwa and poto poto. So we're going to clean the place up. And as we are doing that, we are adding value to that signatory that Nigeria is to the SDG. And also at the same time, bringing value to the grassroots and channeling the energy of our people. And then we move to the 21st, still keeping it at the 6 area councils, like we call it over here in Abuja. 21st is World Peace Day. So we're going to have placards all over the country showing things like Naira no get tribe, Naira no get religion, Naira no get region, Nigeria na Naira, Naira na me and you. We're having placards like Nigeria is more than Wazobia. Nigeria is not Yoruba, Igbo, and Hausa. There are 500 more, and we are all equal. We're going to be having a lot of things that speaks to the heart of our people, that connect us across board, across religion, breaking the lines of social stratas, and our ethnic divides. This is what we're going to be doing on the 24th, on the 21st, and then on the 24th, we're going to shut the whole city down. There's going to be a parade, just like you're seeing with what is happening in London. We're going to close the city right from the Unity Fountain Monumental Circle to the city gate. We're going to have a showdown wherein we're going to have artists and Nollywood actors and all kinds of people, activists and all of that, coming to speak words of wisdom, of hope, of courage, and also to line up what we must do if we have to bring to bear our aspiration and dreams. And guess what? We are not naive about the job and what is ahead of us. We are very, very abreast, but these young people are more than willing to pay the price, to carry the burden, to go all the miles, taking care of all that is required. This is a value chain, because we are asking for the ideal vote. The ideal vote is what will bring what? The ideal presidency. These activities are what are going to activate and unbundle, the ideal vote as we move towards the 2023 presidential election. These are the itineraries that are set before us, and we already began today.
Okay, that's the most of the itineraries that, or rather, all the itineraries that you hear mentioned here, centered and in and around Abuja. Are there plans to also extend this beyond Abuja? If we look today, there was a time a 1 million man march was kind of muted to happen in Kaduna. And the Kaduna state governor came out to say that, well, if that happens, they're not going to get up to 100 people unless imported individuals. Obviously you being our northern representative here, is there or are there plans that within the north, especially the northwest, because it appears that the north central is becoming more obedient than the other regions? Are there plans that the northwest or maybe the core north, quote unquote, would also join the fray and have an understanding and also have the same taste that Abuja is having?
Oh, absolutely. It is important to have it in Abuja first, and then we can domesticate it around the other state. As I speak to you, I'm in touch with the Kaduna people, and on the 17th, they'll be doing a march. In Plateau State, they'll be doing a march on the 1st of October. These are different ingenious ways, like Father Riley spoke about, the Rufai was very scared to his pants. That's why he had to get the police people out, because he knew that over 2 million people were going to be out, to disgrace him and make a public show of him. So he had to do that. But we are much wiser and bigger than that. So we're going to clean up his mess on the 17th. That is World Cleanup Day. So we get out our bags and all of that and obediently cleaning up the entire place. You see, this is the value that we are bringing in. And I want to just watch and sit back and smile while Erufai cries. This is the whole agenda. We're taking it around the entire country. But this time, they're not going to see obedient people just dancing around the street like people who do not know what they are doing. We are activating things that would not only bring dividends to us here, but show value chains, in the international equation. This is what all this ratification is all about, and this is what it's about. So, but it's important, as a pilot scheme, to have it in Abuja, and then Lagos, Katsina, Sokoto, Borno, all the other places, they're all going to do. I'm in touch with them, and I'm here with you live. Father has already given his full support and go ahead. So all we are doing is just activation. This is action time, nothing more. No long story. It is what? Talk and do season.
Talk and do, exactly. And I can see area father there smiling in agreement to what you're saying. Area Father.
Why won't I smile? That is why I keep saying, because for all my years that I've gotten into social reengineering, I've met exceptional, outstanding people who have led me to believe, people I've even learned from, who have made me to believe that there is hope. It's just a question of them getting themselves together. And I am glad, I'm thoroughly glad that finally it's beginning to happen. Look at the one who just spoke right now. Okay? So you can see a lot of wisdom in what he's trying to say. And as a father, my own is just to coordinate and make sure people are not overly unruly, because this thing, it be like say sometimes they enter everybody brain. You know, people are excited. When you drop the name of our candidate, people just go berserk. But we have to do it because we need to start to show that we are way and above the pettiness and the stupidity I see in the social media these days. Okay? And that is primarily what we're setting out to do.